Hi everyone, thanks for watching today's video. Today I'm going to talk about the gallbladder. I'm sure most of you have heard about gallstones. This is the structure in which gallstones happen. Today I'm just going to simply try and explain what the gallbladder is, where it is in the body, and what does it do in our body, and what can happen if the gallbladder has been removed. Okay, let's try and simply explain where the gallbladder is. So I've drawn this picture over here. This is our esophagus or the food pipe, the black tube over here. That is the stomach. The black margin of a big bag is the stomach. This opens into the first part of our small intestine, which is shaped like a C. This is called the duodenum. And in the arm of the C, in the curve of the C, I've drawn this red structure, which looks like a leaf, runs behind the stomach, and that is called the pancreas. And I have explained this in my previous videos. So if you're not clear, please do watch my videos on the pancreas. In the middle of the pancreas is this tube running in the middle of the pancreas called the pancreatic duct. And this tube opens up with a little spout like our lips of our mouth into the duodenum. So all the pancreatic juices, all the enzymes which help digesting our food, collect from the pancreas into this duct, into this tube, and come and mix with our food into this part of the small intestine. This big red structure is the liver, which is the biggest organ in our body after the skin. It has got two lobes, left lobe and the right lobe. And I've drawn a line in between. This is the left lobe, this is the right lobe. Left lobe is much smaller than the right lobe, which we'll discuss in our future videos about the liver. Two tubes come out to the liver. One comes from the left lobe, one comes from the right lobe. They join together. They are called the hepatic ducts. They join together to make a single duct or the common hepatic duct. From the side of this is a little spout or little tube coming out to the side of it, which I've drawn into green. This is called the cystic duct, this little structure here. And this small bag-like structure, which is size of a small pear, shaped like a pear as well. If you see the pear has got a neck and a stick on top and the bulge of the pear. This is what we are talking about today, called the gallbladder. The tube of the gallbladder, called the cystic duct, joins the hepatic duct, which is just there, to form the bile duct. This again we are going to talk about in one of my future videos. The bile duct runs behind the duodenum, runs through the pancreas, and opens just next or together with the pancreatic duct through this muscle, which is like our lips, as I explained earlier, like a pout of our lips, which can open or shut, because our lips can open and shut to close our mouth or open our mouth through this little muscle called the sphincter of Oddi. So it's a sphincter, it's like a muscle. And all the juices which are formed by the liver runs through these ducts, down the bile duct, down the common bile duct, and through this little muscle into the duodenum to mix with our food. And what is produced by the liver? It produces the bile, which is the yellow-green substance that we sometimes vomit if we are feeling sick or something. And that is what's produced by the liver and runs into the duodenum through the bile duct. So let's now discuss that what does the gallbladder do in our body? Does the gallbladder produce anything? Like the liver produces the bile, the pancreas produces the pancreatic juice, stomach produces the gastric juice, small intestine produces the small intestinal enzymes and juices. Does the gallbladder produce anything? Gallbladder does not produce anything which helps to digest our food. It produces a bit of mucus like slime in our mouth, or the saliva in our mouth. That's all it produces to keep itself moist. However, it does not produce any enzymes or anything very important. But what does it do? So there are two stages in our normal day. A time when we don't have any food in the stomach or the small intestine, and a time immediately after our meals when we have food in our stomach and our small intestine. So there will be few hours in a day when all the intestine in the stomach is empty, There are few hours in a day when there will be food in there. When the stomach and the small intestine got no food in it, then this little muscle at the bottom, the sphincter we talked about, like the spout of our mouth, is shut. So no juices or the bile can come out from the bile duct into the small intestine because there is no food in there. It will be just a waste of bile. And no pancreatic juice that is produced can come out into the small intestine. Again, it will be a total waste for the body to do so because there is no food to digest. However, although no juices are coming into the small intestine, they are still being produced by the liver. The bile is still being produced. So the bile comes down the two ducts, comes down the bile duct, but it can't go into the small intestine because this muscle is shut, like our mouth is shut, so nothing can come out of it. So it can't go into the small intestine because there is no food to help digest the food. So because this is shut, the bile keeps building into the bile duct and goes through this little duct, the cystic duct, and collects in our gallbladder. So it sits in our gallbladder. So gallbladder, from being very, very small, like a little bag like this, when the bile is stored, will become bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you look at the gallbladder between meals, it is much bigger as compared to the gallbladder when it is much smaller after we have eaten. And I'll explain in a second why. Now let's presume I have eaten my lunch or my dinner. The food comes in, it contains fat. And fat is the most important part in the functioning of the gallbladder. As you know, our food contains protein, carbs, minerals, vitamins, fats, carbohydrates. But the most important thing for the function of the gallbladder is the fat. So my food, say for example, contains some oil or some fatty stuff. And when the food comes down into the small intestine, into the duodenum, the lining of the duodenum produces a hormone. That hormone runs in our bloodstream and goes to two places. One the gallbladder, and one this little muscle in the bottom, the sphincter. And what it does simultaneously, it makes the gallbladder to squeeze, to contract. So gallbladder, which is full of bile between meals, will squeeze like this. So from this size, it will become much smaller. And all the bile which has collected when there was no food in our stomach will be pushed through into the bile duct. And the same hormone which was produced by the small intestine will also affect this sphincter or these lips for them to open. So between meals, it is shut like this little muscle here. It is shut like this. But when we eat, it will open up. So all the bile which is pushed by the gallbladder into the bile duct will go through and mix with our food, especially the fat. And that bile will help digest our fat. So just to summarize the function of the gallbladder. So we have two states of our intestine and our stomach. One is after eating, one is between meals. After eating, there is food in the stomach and the small intestine. Between meals, there is no food in the stomach or the small intestine. So liver produces bile. Bile runs down the bile duct into the small intestine. However, to stop its wastage, nature has given this little muscle at the bottom of the bile duct to shut it, to close it between meals. So the bile does not go through, but instead it goes up the tube and collects into the gallbladder. Gallbladder itself is not producing anything, it's just storing the bile, like we have a tank of water in our loft or on our roof to collect water when we need it. Same thing, the bile collects in our gallbladder between meals. So when it's needed, when we have eaten, it will be pushed out. The muscle at the bottom will open at the same time. This will squeeze, bile will push through, and when we have eaten, it will come and mix with the food in the small intestine, especially our fat, and helps digest our fats. So last thing to discuss today is what will happen if the gallbladder has been removed. So you can see over here the gallbladder is not there anymore, been removed surgically, and two clips across the cystic duct so nothing leaks out to the cystic duct. Again, the gallbladder surgery I'll discuss in my future video. So the bile is coming between meals, as I discussed earlier. This is shut. But where will the bile go? Because there is no storage of the bile in between now. Gallbladder is gone. So once the gallbladder has been removed, a few weeks or few months after the gallbladder is removed, if we scan the patient again, the bile duct itself starts looking much bigger than it was before removing the gallbladder. Because the bile is still being produced, the bile comes down, the sphincter is still closed between meals, pressure builds up into the bile duct, and bile duct is like made out of very thin material like a balloon, and it stretches, it stretches, it stretches, because the bile cannot be stored in the gallbladder anymore, so the pressure is too high in there, like trying to blow a balloon, and it stretches and becomes 2 or 3 times the size of a normal bile duct. So a few months after removing the gallbladder, the bile duct will become much bigger and pick up the function of the gallbladder, of storing biles between meals. I hope this video gave you some insight into the gallbladder, the function of the gallbladder, what it does in our body, how it works, and what happens after the gallbladder has been removed. Thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe.